Hello YouTube, how are you? Today I'm going to do a gun review video and it will be on my Chiappa Little Badger. And these are kind of neat. I looked at them online for a little bit and was kind of hesitant because I thought, wow, they look maybe cheap, they look kind of flimsy. But I thought, well, let's buy one and just have an up-close personal look. And I've always been kind of interested in this thing, so I bought one. Really glad I did. Really glad I did. These are small. These are very small. If you don't have one of these, this is, I think, 16.5-inch barrel. And there's not a lot to these. They're very simple construction. But they're sturdy and they're well built. I must say that. My first impressions are that these will they'll hold up for a while. So let's kind of have a little look. They do have a takedown lever right here in the middle. And they just fold up like that. And that's the whole gun. Very small, very compact. It'll fit in your backpack really easily. I just, the other day, just to see how well it would fit into a backpack with some of my other hiking gear. And it fits in great. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room. And it's light. So I'm actually really glad that I bought it. One thing I will say, as I'm sure other reviews have talked about, is that these rear sights, they're adjustable up and down. But the problem is that they're plastic. So I kind of think that over time, you know, that'll be a weak point. Obviously, cold weather's likely going to have play a factor in that. The front sight post is plastic as well. So yeah, I think if you were to drop this thing, there's a very good chance with any force that you'll likely break the rear or the front sight. I'm fairly certain of that, that's probably going to happen. So I would suggest don't drop it, obviously, but just be aware that both front and rear sights are made of plastic. These things do have threaded muzzle caps on them, so you can unthread or you can take this cap off, and it is threaded. You guys there. It is threaded for a silencer, but that's only for the cool kids. Us lowly Canucks up here in Canada, we don't get to have silencers. We're not trusted by our government to have such things, so we don't get to have those. But our American neighbors, you guys, for those of you that can, please go for it and enjoy it because, well, freedom. Anyways, another discussion, another video. Moving on. Rails all the way around, 4 rails, put optics on here, red dots. I have seen other videos of these little guns just being right tricked out with paracord wrap, and there's a handle you can buy, and they've got, a bipod and a red dot and all these kinds of things, and that's neat. I think that that's cool, but I also kind of think that maybe takes away from the whole idea of what this little firearm was intended for, and that's for survival. And, those backwoods, hiking type situations where you need something small that folds up like this and takes up, very little room in a backpack. So that's what I like this thing for, is that it is nice and small and compact, and it doesn't take up a lot of room, and it's 22 LR. So obviously packing ammo around with this thing is really easy. You can fill a pocket with a handful of 22, you'd go all day type of thing. And you can shoot 22 shorts out of it. So if you happen to have some, these will shoot 22 shorts. Obviously with 22 shorts and a 22 LR, just remember to clean it because the brass obviously is shorter. 22 shorts brass is shorter than 22 long rifle. So you'll get a little bit of fouling in there. So just a heads up to remind yourself to clean your rifle after using it, to just avoid that fouling and having issues with future performance. But other than that, you know what? There's not a lot to say on these. These are neat little rifles. They do have some shell holders in the back here, which are, again, it's made of plastic component, which is okay for what it is. But again, I wouldn't put a whole lot of stock in that holding up for a long period of time against cold weather, dropping it, things like that. But other than that, guys, like I said, it is well made. It is robust. It locks up tight, as you can just hear. That's a good solid click. I mean, I'm doing this and it's not You know, there's no play at all in this at all. So that's really nice to see that, you know, for his, visually when you look at it, it looks kind of small and flimsy, you know, but when you get one in your hand, it's actually very well built. I'm actually quite impressed with how they did that. So, may look cheap, but it certainly isn't. And Chiappa, I think, does a fairly good job on, you know, their fit and finish and their quality control. So I'm glad to see that this one it does have those qualities about it. And there are some aftermarket parts you can get. There's a pistol grip for this. It goes right here and gives you that pistol grip as opposed to overhand like this. But other than that, you know what I mean, there are some videos out there of guys, you know, you paracord wrap the wire bar on the back here, which could be a good idea. You know, really help with that cheek weld, right? So not so much of a cold, you know, piece of metal on your face if you're doing some hunting or some shooting in the wintertime. What else? Your rear sight and your front sight are plastic, so that kind of sucks, but that's just the way they designed it. That's the way they made it, and it'll work just fine. But I would, you know, maybe throw out a word of caution. Let's just remember that they are plastic, so if you drop it, you know, there's a good chance that you could break them off. Plastic's plastic. It's only good for so much, and given some of the conditions that, you know, firearms owners take their firearms in, if you drop this, that could be an issue. But other than that, guys, you know what? There's not a whole lot to say. It is just a simple single shot rifle, and it is nice. It's small. It's compact, and it also does come in a little carry bag that you can put the gun into, just like this. Right, the gun just sits right into this carry bag. And there you go. There you have it. Done. Just like that. Just like that. Done. And it does have backpack straps as well if you wanted to, you know, sling it over your back, or maybe you could attach it to another bag or a piece of kit if you wanted to. But it's small. It's compact. Well made. And I think guys, you know, they've been around for a little while, but I can see why, you know, those that have a survivalist or a bushcraft type mentality, or a, you know, minimalist mentality will go after something like this, because it's going to fit the bill. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you think about getting one, get one. Thumbs up for me. And yeah, enjoy it if you have it, because I know I'm really going to enjoy this one. And I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, just what I'm gonna kind of performance will get. It's a single shot, so only got one shot. Lots of time to practice, right? Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys on the next one.